then start, Dr. Ibrahim.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. This is Ibrahim Hasni. I have did a research on improving leadership decision-making skills, طبعا through designed and well crafted training programs. The case of Oman. To start with, I will just introduce myself. I'm a technical professional, technical and management professional with over 24 years of experience in various sectors: oil and gas, aviation, utilities, engineering, construction. I'm a BSc, graduated in BSc Mechanical Engineering, also an MBA graduate from Franklin University, USA. And currently I'm undergoing my PhD in MCBS. Also, I am heading now a mining company as a managing director. The presentation main points basically is introducing the main research gaps, introducing also the research question, conceptual framework, research methodology, data collection analysis, research finding, decisions, and implication and recommendation. This study or this research examines the impacts of decision-making training on leadership effectiveness within Omani oil and gas construction company, which is my setting. It explores strategic enhancement in leadership, competencies, and decision-making processes through tailored training inventions. If we go to the research gaps, basically it was limited to one company, which is the research area was very limited. Also, it had gone through the quantitative focus. It is a short-term analysis. Also, the culture have played a vital and crucial role in determining the research outcomes. Also, the participants' diversity, which it's basically from many countries within the same setting. Also, the technological integration and financial constraint. As you know, the government is now going through financial reforms, which is impacting all the sectors that we have. So this is one of the main constraints, or one of the main constraints we are having. Going to the research question, basically the research was developed based on the observation of the gap of decision-making and its impact on the organization. It had a financial implication or significant outcomes. Also, it had, reputation issues or reputation damages for not taking the right decisions in the right time. And that basically ignited the idea for the research. Also, looking at the hypothesis and also referring back to the gray literature of the company, that was, the ignition or the flame for this research. And going with the research question, to what extent the decision-making training programs at my setting, sorry, the name was there by mistake, enhance the decision-making competencies of leaders, and how does these translate to improve operational performances and organizational growth? So basically, when I did conduct this research, the research have diverged in three main themes, which is basically tackling the individual cognitive biasness, looking at also the organization culture and the external factors or the external environments that is affecting the decision-making process within the setting. And as a result, looking at these three variables and researching them through a quantitative research methodology, it brought us to the improvement of decision making. Basically, if we talk about the conceptual framework, it is identifying key skills necessary for effective decision making. Also, it examines the impact of the cognitive biasness of the individuals that are within the same setting in the leadership. Also, it explores how the culture plays a vital role, based on individuality of the people that are from a diverse cultures, analyzing also the external factors like the market trends, economic conditions, and which influence the organizational decisions. reviewing the structure and effectiveness of the decision-making program, training program. Also, it assists how the improvements in decision-making skills affect the organizational outcomes in terms of the operational performance. And also, it recommends always to incorporate continuous feedback to refine decision-making processes and training approaches. As I said, the research methodology, basically, it is a quantitative research method where, 3 teams were, created in order to measure the depth of this research. As I said previously, it is basically the cognitive biasness of the individual, also the culture within the organization, and again, last but not least, the external factor or the external environment. The survey was divided into 3 teams with 3 questions, total of 9 questions that have measured, the individuals, the internal environment of the setting, and also the external factors that are, hindering the decision-making process. Okay, so population targeted was basically within the setting. It targeted the top management, the mid-management, and also the work front line of staff that are really working to see and measure how effective the decision-making processes, the current decision-making process, and whether the training that is being designed will help in order to improve the decision-making and improve the performance of the company. Data collection was, again, as I said, on a structured questionnaire, and also going back to the gray literature, which is the performance record of the company. The data was analyzed statistically through SPSS, all right? And again, when we speak about the limitation, the scope was very narrow within one setting, which was affecting the generalization of the research. The expected outcome basically is a report and also a recommendation of how these, training will really have a great and significant effect on decision-making. So again, as I said, it was a structured 5-point scale questionnaire that was sent to all employees. The organizational records, SPSS was used to analyze the data, the descriptive and correlation analysis, the diversity of participants, as I've already explained in the previous slide. Also, sampling methodology or method that is basically taking a sample of each group of the staff from top, mid, and low management, and see how this is the response of the participants. And ethically, anonymity was applied into this, so it was anonymous and names were not revealed in the study. Now we come to the research finding. Basically, the research compels that improving the decision-making skills, which have a significant factor in leaders' decision-making capabilities. All right, it was measured, noted, and it gives that assurance that the training program will have that significant impact. Also, the confidence of the leadership, while taking those training programs in order to enhance their decision-making skills and abilities in order to serve the performance of the organization. The organizational impact, basically, once that is improved, the performance of the company improves, and again, the gain transforms into a positive environment within the setting, which really helps the setting or the company itself, and also helps and give confidence to the leaders and employees on their leaders. All right. Again, culture acceptance. Once that culture is being developed, it have to be accepted by everyone in the setting, and also trying to correlate this with the external factors that are really harming or preventing those success stories from being generated, and then take them in a positive way. So discussion, basically, the research, it's confirming and aligning with the literature review, and it's validating the conceptual framework and also it is confirming the hypothesis that is being used in this research. Last but not least, I would go for the implication and recommendation. Basically, there are three implications and then the final recommendation. Enhancing the leadership skills. The research underscores the direct impact of decision-making training and improved leadership competencies, which is crucial for navigating a complex projects and strategic initiatives. Organizational efficiency. Again, this is from a performance or from operational side. The improved decision-making skills lead to a better management practices, directly enhancing operational efficiency and project outcomes. Lastly, we have the culture shift within the setting and also, shifting the thinking of the staff towards strategic thinking. The training fosters a culture of strategic thinking and problem solving, vital for sustaining competitive advantage and dynamic construction environment. Again, and last but not least is the recommendation from the research. It is essential to continue developing the decision-making training programs, ensuring that stay up to date and current with the industry trends and incorporate the cutting-edge tools. This strategy will empower leaders to make well-informed decisions that drives the organizational advancement. And last but not least, again, I would do a small acknowledgement that this research was conducted under the supervision of Dr. Mohammed Al-Jiddawi, who is our professor and my supervisor. And thanks also to MCBS for funding me for this conference. Thank you. And if there is any questions.